If you smell what the Academy Sports Show is cooking. Oh, wrong guy. There you go. We are back. It is Monday. It is 7-ish on a Monday evening. So you know what that means. It's time for the Academy Sports Show. And if you are like myself, and if you're like Joe Williams, you just got a notification from the Academy Sports Show, whether you're watching us live on Joe's feed on Facebook or the most important way to watch, which is the YouTube. Make sure you go to the YouTube, find our faces, search our faces, subscribe to our faces, and trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live. I got mine. Did you get yours? We welcome everybody into the show. Please come in. Please come in. I'm being like a pastor on IG Live. Let's wait till all the people gather in. Let's have all the people come in and we can start the service. Let all the people come in and flood in while we start the service. We got a great show for you, man. My brother Joe will give you the rundown. But before you do that, make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Make sure you follow us on IG, man. That way you get a notification. That way you get updates on how the show's going, or if you got subjects you want us to talk about. Man, people hit me up when that top 75 list came out. They was like, I know y'all going to do this. So you know what we going to do. There's lots of great news and notes. The sports guys always provide. So we got a great show lined up for you. So tell your friends the Academy Sports Show is live. Make sure you share it. Share it on Facebook. Share it wherever you watch it, your sports. And we shall go live. What's up, Leo, man? What's up, Mo? Your number one fan is right here, Mr. Joel Williams.
What's up, everybody? Leo in the building. Hi, honey. I see you. Let's put it up on the board. Man, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I like you too, girl. It's good to be back, man. It's a Monday in the D. It's a cold and rainy one, but it is still a great day to talk sports, and we got a great show ahead tonight for you. As you heard Dre say, man, we got a lot to talk about. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share button on your Facebook. Hit the share button on your YouTube if they have one. But if not, send somebody the link, man. Tell them to check it out. Got a lot to get into tonight. Big night ahead, man. The week is wrapping up. As always, you know, it's the NFL. We wrap up the week. Monday Night Football is who is this? Seahawks and Saints tonight, which is not really the best matchup this season, but maybe, the NFL thought it was going to be. And, of course, they want to rerun things before we get to that game, so we're watching the epic Marshawn Lynch run that back in the playoffs. That was crazy when he grabbed himself going into the end zone. So we got to talk NFL, man. Interesting weekend. Some teams lost. Some teams got their butts whooped by some teams that a little surprised. Maybe I have to eat pie on a team that I've been kind of riding for a couple of weeks about, man, I don't know about them. And I've been really putting it out there that Dre and Perry were on my back about them and this, that, and the third. So we got our top 5 this week, and y'all got to see it. Might be interesting. Might be a team in there that, might be in there. So we got that for you. Plus, Believe Land. Listen, man, Believe Land didn't get lucky. A win is a win, Kobe. I'll take it. But yeah, we'll talk, man. We got to talk about NFL. Plus, NBA, man, 75th anniversary. It's the 75th anniversary of the NBA. They are here. But they also came out with a list.
A win is a win. What are you talking about? You didn't win.
Who?
You won?
What you talking about? Somebody text you?
On fantasy?
I should win, sir. I got Alvin Kamara tonight.
Oh, okay.
He's saying Believe Land got lucky. He might be talking about either Cleveland on Thursday night when they got the dub. Did they get lucky against the Broncos? But I know you guys talking about my fantasy team, Kobe. They didn't get lucky. My team.
Say you're losing.
I'm losing, but my team had a great weekend. You had a great showing from the Tampa Bay game, but I still got Alvin Kamara on Monday night, so I'm good.
He's not even playing the defense. What's your problem, Kobe?
Hey, man, what are you doing? What are you doing, Dre? Can you stop speaking? Maybe
You the one. Okay, I'm sorry. You brought
maybe
it
the,
up.
maybe the Seattle defense is available, or maybe the Saints defense is available for him to get a free 10 points. Could you not bring that up? That's not.
You brought it up. Okay, I'm
No,
sorry.
he brought it up, and I was responding to him thinking he was talking about Thursday Night Football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Oh, you got nobody to cut? Oh, okay. So Alvin Kamara needs a couple points, and then I'm in. All right, good. Man, I thought you were giving him the alert that maybe he forgot to play his defense. I was getting nervous, Dre. Okay. Sorry. We had a moment. All right. Well, again, welcome everybody to the show. Believe Land is not going to get lucky. We're going to win by points tonight with Alvin Kamara. And believe it or not, watch out because Believe Land is climbing the fantasy stats. I'm on a streak here. My team is, it is what it is. Anyway, back to the NBA. 75th.
I benched my kicker.
I benched my
I'm up by 5. And I won already. I was like, I don't even need to play you.
Oh, nice.
I don't want no Adam Vinatieri missing 6 field goals and me losing.
-6.
I just said I'll take the dub.
Oh man. So yeah, NBA 75th, man. They came out with a list. Were there any snubs? We're gonna give you our take. Interesting list, interesting year, interesting season so far. That Lake show looks suspect. Go back to last week's show and check out our top 3 storylines coming into the season. And I didn't say top 3, and Dre said play in. I said middle of the road. We both look like we're doing pretty well right now.
Play in, baby. Play in. If you have to rely on Carmelo Anthony to go nuclear for a dub, play in.
So we got that. Plus, What the Meme is back. We got a couple of memes for you. And there is a huge game in East Lansing this weekend. Huge game. This game will influence the Big Ten East race. Man, oh man. Undefeated Michigan State. Undefeated Michigan. We will give you our take on the game. We will choose the winner before the show is over tonight. You might think, yeah, we're going to pick this team because we're both wearing our Michigan gear. But we will definitely be sports analysts and be as impartial as we can. And if we do give it a fandom pick, we will tell you that always. So it's much, much more. You know how it is, man. We appreciate you guys showing us love in the chat. Give us any questions. What's happening, Pops? I see you. Cleveland is in the building. Go Blue is in the building. Everybody's in the building. We got Kobe. We got Leo. My wife is even here tonight. So you know it's a special night. We just got back from Cancun yesterday. So I must have done a good job. Hey.
You did a good job, bro. You did a good job.
All right, man. That and much more tonight on the Academy Sports Show.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Good vibes. Let's kick it in. Let's do it. Let's do that thing. So, what the meme's up? Yes, the Bengals did shock the world. They shocked the world. They were just real. Are they in my top 5? I don't know.
Teaser.
You know? All right. So, the whole theme last week was National Tight Ends Day. Where that came from, who knows? But let's go ahead and play into it. It was National Tight Ends Day on Sunday. All the tight ends were supposed to have great days. So NFL Instagram dropped this. Who is the GOAT tight end? All right. So they dropped this graphic, which had Shannon Sharp, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Travis Kelce, Greg Olsen, Rob Gronkowski, or other. So we already know where I land. But, sir, who's the GOAT tight end in your opinion? And who did you most enjoy watching out of these guys?
My GOAT tight end is Tony Gonzalez. And watching, I think your question right there is what saved me, because I think there's definitely a debate of Tony Gonzalez and Gronk to me. Sharp, it was Broncos, and I know that's big, but like to me, I don't know. You gotta give me stats on him because I don't know how long he played with the Broncos. I know that I feel like Gonzalez and Gronk, what separates them is they've done it more. Like they did it for a longer period of time.
Shannon Sharp stats.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp stats.
Let's see. Why is this thing open?
If Perry was here, I'm sure he would say
He played from 1990 to 2003.
okay, so 13 years.
He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those with Denver, and then 2 with Baltimore, and then another 2 with Denver. So he did 12 with Denver. Is that what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, he did a couple with Baltimore and then 2 more with Denver again.
Yeah, he did. He only did Baltimore for 2 years, 2000 and 2001.
Yeah, so I would go. I'm going Gonzalez, Gronk, Sharp, and then Gates, and then Olsen. I would go in that order. So I would for GOAT for me it's Gonzalez. That man was unstoppable his whole career.
Tony G. Yeah, I'm going Gronk, hands down. The obvious choice. Gronkowski, he's the GOAT. Put the GOAT head on him. Shannon Sharp, put the GOAT head on him for Rob Gronkowski. He's the GOAT. I mean, GOAT QB with the GOAT tight end. It is what it is. I said what I said. All right. Shannon Sharp, great numbers. Tony G, right up there with him. He had great offensive. I mean, he pretty much, to me, it felt like Gonzalez, and then on the back half of his career, him and Gates were really going at it for that top spot, because Antonio Gates came out of nowhere with those jump balls, and Rivers just kept feeding them to him over and over again, and that offense was crazy. And then Gronk came in and just destroyed every record imaginable. Kelsey can definitely take that, though. I feel like Kelsey is definitely on the trajectory to take all these guys out. So if he plays another, I don't know how many years Kelsey's in now, but another solid 10 years with him and Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey would be able to take all these records out. He'll probably win more Super Bowls than, I don't know if he'll win more than Gronk, but than the rest of these guys. So Kelsey's got a great shot at it out of all these guys.
Yeah, so Kelsey, I'm trying to look at Kelsey's in year. He came out in 13, so he's in year 8 right now. And you're right. The trajectory is good. Do you think people are going to diminish him because of his quarterback?
No, because I don't take it away from Gronk. You can't take it away from Mahomes.
That's true. That's fair.
You can't take it away. You can't take away John Elway and Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need quarterbacks to give them the ball.
Tony Gonzalez, who's
Trent Green is all I think of.
He probably had the lowest tier quarterbacks to work with.
Trent
Even
Green,
when he went to Atlanta.
I don't know who was before or after Trent Green.
Yeah.
I remember they had a couple good teams with him. With Trent Green, him and Priest Holmes.
Yep.
But I don't remember who came before or after.
So it was GOAT. You said it was GOAT tight end week. What was this? How did this?
It was tight ends week.
It was tight ends.
Yeah. So you watch Red Zone. Well, happy tight ends week. You know, they had a little graphic showing all the tight ends and stuff going on. But you know, you was in another country, so it's all. Oh. You have to watch it. Next up, man, we got the young fellas. The What the Meme was always nostalgia based, but this one I found with the young fellas in it.
Ooh.
So we got the young fellas in it. Let us know, especially you fantasy guys out there. Some of these guys is winning leagues for y'all. So who you got? Start, bitch, cut. We got CeeDee Lamb, the Dallas Cowboys young receiver, a baller. We got Justin Jefferson. Everybody's doing the gritty because of this guy right here, putting Adam Thielen on the back burner. And you got Jamar Chase, year 1, rookie of the year, only 8 weeks in. Book it. Book it. So these rising stars, these young receivers out here in the league going to get it. Start, bitch, cut. The young fella edition.
Sir, I'm going to go fandom here 100%. I'm going fantasy benefit, fandom.
But
Gotta
you're
show
a
my
Browns.
love.
But you're a Browns fan.
I listen, bro. I gotta show my love because he has. I don't even know what round I picked this kid in.
$1.
Is that what I got him for? $1?
$1.
Sir, I'm eating so good on this. $1, bro.
Let me see. Let me double check.
Let me go to my fantasy right quick. I'm eating so good right now. Let me just go. So Mr. Chase, because I think we should call him Mr. Chase.
We should call him Mr. Chase.
Mr. Chase gave me 34 this week, 8 receptions, 201 yards, and a
$2.
touchdown.
$2 you paid.
I spent $2 on him.
$2.
All right, might just be the steal of the draft. I am starting Mr. Chase. All right, I am benching Mr. Jefferson, and I am cutting CD Lamb.
Ooh.
Because in the first 2 seasons of their existence, Mr. Chase has the name Mr. Chase. And Mr. Jefferson has his own touchdown dance that everybody knows.
Oh,
CD is still playing second tier to his counterpart in Dallas, but he is a part of a very dynamic offense.
He got the hit though.
He has not taken over yet, though. He has not. He's shown us moments where he's on this list. He deserves to be in this meme, but he has not taken over yet. Where these other two have taken the number 1 spot on their team, and Jefferson really started doing it last year. Jefferson was the chase pick of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said Jefferson should have gone to Cincinnati to play with his former quarterback. Then did it happen?
And people destroyed that pick too. Give some protection for Joe Burrow. Why would you do that? Man, he is balling.
Yep. And they waited a year to go get his other receiver, who some people argued he was the better guy at LSU in the first place. But I'm starting Mr. Chase.
Mr. Chase.
I'm benching Jefferson, and I'm cutting CeeDee Lamb. Oh, Perry said he's cutting Lamb because you keep putting it in your top 5. Yes, sir. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
I love it. Yeah, I am starting Justin Jefferson because it's
all right. It's fair.
He's the guy right now.
It's fair.
He's the guy. He's got an extra year to show you that he can definitely do it. Route running, over the top. He's got it all. Full package. And Kirk Cousins is his quarterback. So
you're giving him an extra boost because his quarterback is a little bit here? Okay.
He's got the worst quarterback out of the 3 guys.
Got you. Okay.
So I'm giving Justin number 1. I will give Mr. Chase the bench. Mr. Go get it. Come off the bench and go get that thing from me, bro. And I'm a cut CD too. It's unanimous cut for CD right now.
Unanimous cut
all the way around for CD, man. Once you said that he still hasn't took over that starting role over Amari Cooper, that is actually big facts. He has not taken that over yet. He's definitely explosive. He's won some games for these guys, but he hasn't solidified himself as the best receiver on that offense. But yeah, it's a unanimous cut for CD. Leonardo said Chase is so tough. He wouldn't even suit up without his quarterback last year. It's blowing up the league. That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. Yeah. They're going to do wild things. They're going to do wild things for the next 15 years. All right. I thought that was a nice wrinkle.
That's a nice wrinkle because it's actually a hard choice. But like we both pointed out, if you just look at the dynamics of the two we're keeping, it's hard. It's hard for CD to make this list. Now, you could say you put this list up again during week 7, week 8 of next year, and CD might have already ascended to the number 1 spot, and these are 3 number 1 receivers. We might be having a different discussion.
Gotcha.
Because CD is dynamic too.
All right. I think that's the end of what the meme. Just make sure it is. All right, sir. So
all right.
if so that's the end of what the meme. Appreciate you guys. So go ahead and send us those memes if you come across them. Hit me or Joel up. Let us know. Hey, I want to see this on the show. So we'll throw it up there. We'll debate it. So that's what the meme for this week. Let's go ahead and make a hard step right into this rivalry week, sir. You are up. It is Michigan versus Michigan State. It is the biggest game of the season for both of these ranked opponents. What's the ranking? 7 and 8? What's this? What's the ranking on these two?
Checking now because the Michigan was 6 last week, so I actually have to look.
This is the biggest game of the week.
It's Big Fox Noon Saturday.
Big Fox Noon Saturday, the biggest game of the week. The most implications on how everything goes. I think Ohio State plays Penn State, who's already lost twice, I think, so far since the last time. So this is definitely the biggest game of the schedule.
Yeah, so we got 6 versus 8.
6 versus 8.
6 versus 8.
You're right. The number 20 Penn State Nittany Lions are at the number 5 Buckeyes, 7:30 at the Horseshoe. A lot's coming out of this game.
Yep.
Michigan finally starts their season. Okay.
What's your level of
fair.
Your level? I want to say nervousness, but your level of certainty going into this game.
A level of certainty. So what am I certain about going into this game? I'm certain that defense will travel. So I feel strongly about this year's defense. In years past, the defense has always scared me because they've always been good, but they've been very predictable and easy to beat. So I actually feel strong about the defense going into this game. And that Nebraska game is what really helped me because really at the end of the day, that's a tough place to win.
Mm-hmm.
Go in there and really fight in that game, even though that final score doesn't really scream defense. I thought that they did make a lot of good pressure plays, big turnover at the right time, things like that. Nothing really scares me about this game like I've been in the past either. But the thing you learn in this rivalry is you hush your mouth, you hush it up, let the week go by, you sit down for the game, you watch it, and when it's over, you either get to be the trash talker or you get to suffer for the next 364 days.
Sir, I've seen you take so many phone calls on the other side of this rivalry. I've seen you eat so much off of this rivalry, sir. It'll be nice for once to make the phone calls.
Right. It really would. All right. It really would. So Perry just pointed out, nervous. Be nervous, right? Mel can coach. It's East Lansing. Mel comes with a great. Listen, much respect to the guy. He is doing his thing up there. He has turned that program around really fast, like 2 years fast. Because when D'Antonio left, he did strip the thing down a little bit. And a lot of people didn't scream great hire with the Mel Tucker pickup. So a lot of people weren't saying, Michigan State's going to be back. Oh, my goodness, there was a lot of that going on. But this game is going to be a snot blocker of a game. Like, these two teams are very similar to each other. They love to run the ball. They love to play defense. They love to possess the football, control the clock. The looming situation in Michigan, to me, the thing that kind of hangs over them, that every week when I watch them, I get comfortable with, but of course the media has to have something, is can Michigan throw the ball when they need to? Can Cade McNamara win them a game when they need to? It's a legit question, I think, because you haven't seen it, so I get it. Being a coach myself, we get that, right? But at the end of the day, that running game is legit. That play action game is legit. And they have been very close to making some big plays happen in the passing game. Do I think that's going to be a difference maker? Yes. I think Michigan has to have at least 3 plays of 25 yards or more to win this football game.
Preferably rushing.
Well, I'm gonna say passing, but
Okay.
if I think out of the 2 running games, the one that doesn't turn it over and dominates the running game probably does win this football game when it's all said and done. Usually that's happened in this series is the team that with the most rushing yards wins. But I really think that Michigan's going to need two to 3 big plays in the air of 20 to 25 yards more, 20 to 25 yards down the field plays, because I think both teams are going to line up with 8 in the box, and we're going to find out who's tougher. But that's what this game is all about. This is an in-state rivalry game that really is all about the toughest team usually comes out on top. The team that makes the least amount of stakes usually comes out on top. And the only thing I ever pray for in this game, honestly, is can we not get a snowstorm or a hailstorm or a rainstorm?
It's always something.
Always some weather issue that impacts this game, especially in the years that Michigan is favored to win.
That is true.
So that's the only part about this is that when Michigan's favored, it's like some random thing that goes on. So let me look at what the line is this week. No, I didn't mean to press college.
Total is 51.5. Spread is -4 for Michigan.
Ooh, so Michigan's favored in this game. All right. Well, that's my take on it. Leonardo said Michigan needs to stomp on Sparty at midfield. They're going to start up the level of intensity. And the punter for Michigan, don't do what the Browns punter did in KC. So, Leonardo, I don't need you to really stab me twice there with that punter reference. Dre was with me when that punting incident happened against Michigan State, and you should have seen the look on his face because we were watching that game with our Michigan State friends, and we thought we had that game in the bag. Just freaking punt the ball. Perry said, also, even though this is a game of the week in the Big Ten and maybe the country, all this tells me is who is the second best team in the Big Ten. All right, and you're not an OSU fan, but I don't know. What's up, DC? I don't know, bro. Like, Ohio State's good, but I'm sorry, who they played again? We're talking schedules.
Here's the thing about that old thing, right? So you definitely want to see them knocked off before you crown a new one, right? So Ohio State's been on that mountain for damn near a decade plus, possibly. So if you can't unthrone them until you see them dethroned, and for the simple fact that we're both kind of sketchy on this game,
we have to be. It's in our DNA.
Which has to be sketchy. I would still say Ohio State's still on the throne, right? They're
absolutely
still at the top of the mountain.
Absolutely.
But this is the most vulnerable we've ever seen them. Yes. So if Michigan comes out of this game unscathed, right? They put their foot down, they run that thing, they throw that thing, they make a statement in this game. I go into the Ohio State game. A nice big old puffy chest. Nice.
Well, be careful though. We still got to get Penn State at Penn State.
True.
So we still got to go on the road to Happy Valley.
True.
But you're right. I feel a lot better about Ohio State if we can get out of this game with a dub, because let's be honest, it's really been Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State, and then Michigan. So Michigan's got to. These games are Michigan climbing the pecking order. If Michigan gets a dub here, then it's saying you can really start to believe that they're back. You know, you can really believe that. And then you got to go to Penn State. And then so I'm with you. My chest is starting to puff if you get out of this game unscathed. But I just can't puff it and be loud about this game because I live too close to the other people. But to your point, Perry, yes, Ohio State is still on the throne. I'm not, and no one's dethroning them, but they are vulnerable. They are not the Ohio State of years past. They are vulnerable, And so we gotta watch to see
Gotta
how
watch.
it all
Yeah.
plays out.
And they also live here too. I'll give Ohio State that. They live right here.
Yep.
They got a nice little corner etched out. They've been in there for a while.
Yep.
So no matter what ranking we got going into that game, Ohio State's still in there. So we got to exercise that demon, as Ace Ventura would say.
Exercise the demon. Like, the crazy part about this is when I go on ESPN and it literally says, first in the Big Ten. It's Michigan right now.
There's been years since that has happened.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. So again,
put a score on it.
This game, I believe Michigan has to have 2 to 3 big plays, 20 yards or more. The team that runs the ball best will win this game. The defenses are both this game's going to be punch at the beginning. I don't see people jumping out to an early lead. I see a lot of punting to start it out. Michigan wins this game 20-13.
20-13.
Michigan wins this game.
They're not covering the spread for you.
Michigan wins this. Hold on. Let me adjust that. No, I'm being desperate. To me, that's even being disrespectful to Michigan State's offense. Michigan wins this game 20-17. I think field goal kicking comes into play. I like the field goal. I like the Moody. I feel as kicking game. That kicking game was very strong in Nebraska. The Nebraska game is the experience game that puts them over the top. The Michigan State schedule to me has actually been a little softer than the Michigan schedule. I talked to Michigan State fans all last week, and they just kept saying, well, we beat Miami. Listen, Miami is a shell of itself 20 years ago. Everybody wants Miami to be good, and that's why that game was such a big deal. But I'm not calling that one. To me, I feel like the schedule was a little softer. They got Nebraska at home. They beat them. They had Youngstown State. They got Northwestern early, Western Kentucky, Indiana, Rutgers. And they struggled actually to score a little bit against Indiana. They struggled to score against Rutgers at first. So did Michigan. Michigan wins this game 20-17. We are going to stress and lose our brains for 60 minutes on Saturday afternoon.
60 minutes.
Finally get to make the call to somebody and brag for 364 more days.
If it's not snowing.
Bro, what's the weather?
All right, so I say 26-19. I feel the ball. It's definitely going to be the game plan. But like you said, hopefully they can get those chunk plays, put them in a good position to where a guy got to step out of the box. They got to step out of being themselves. And even though my man is getting a lot of credit for stepping up and putting this program back to where it's supposed to be, it is his first step into this this rivalry as a head coach.
Well, no, they got a win last year. He was a coach.
Oh, he was a head coach. Okay.
In the COVID year.
Yeah, COVID year. I'm going with Michigan though. I'm going Michigan 26-19.
All right, Leonardo, put it up. That's what I was just about to ask. Put your scores up. Big game, biggest game of the week, probably. Top 10 matchup. Leonardo's saying 27-20.
Hey, they're not. Nobody's covering the spread here. Everybody needs to bet.
I know, right?
51.5.
Perry said khakis haven't beaten Woody and friends. Very true. You know I ain't a Buckeye at all. I talk about teams that are relevant to my team because this team stinks badly. Yeah, their offense is crazy, you know, down in that school down south. The defense is the question mark, and so I think that's going to keep teams in games. And so I feel like, again, if Michigan gets out of this, then you're definitely going to see a little more confidence coming from us folks up here. And then you got Penn State in a couple weeks, and then you got a couple weeks after that, you got the big game in Ann Arbor. So we'll see. But the thing about our schedule, I think that's different than Michigan's is Ohio State's is kind of the way ours is loaded here. Ours, again, Michigan goes Michigan State. Then you go, I think they go Indiana, and then they go, no, not even Indiana. Here, let me pull it up so I can be accurate. They go Michigan State. Yeah, then they go Indiana, then they go at Penn State, then they go at Maryland, and then it's home for OSU. So that Indiana, you got to be wary when you come off of the Michigan State game. And then if you get the dub at Penn State, you got to be worried about the Maryland game heading into the Ohio State game. So because what will happen is that if Michigan keeps winning and Ohio State keeps winning, we're looking at another possible epic showdown a la 2006.
Mm-hmm.
We had Michigan State 1-2 in Columbus. You potentially are looking at a 2-3, something like that in Ann Arbor. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. That would be monstrous, even bigger than this.
Monstrous.
This is huge. But I'm going Michigan here. Dennis says Michigan 27-24 going to be a defensive fight. I like that 26-19?
Yeah, 26-19.
I like that. I like that score. So put it up there, Perry. What you got, man? What's this gonna be?
What's it gonna be?
And also, is Ohio State gonna get out of the Happy Valley this weekend? Oh no, that's in Columbus. Never mind. Never mind.
All right, next up. 75th anniversary team was announced segmentedly throughout the week, culminating in I want to say it was Saturday or Friday's game on TNT. So the top 75 anniversary team, if you remember the 50th anniversary team on the 50 year, the top 50 players was announced, much to the chagrin of a lot of other people. Oh, see, he just got to be different. He got to be different so he can make himself seem like he was right all along.
Yeah.
That's all. I see right through it. He's got no loyalty nowhere. I see it. But some guys were left off that top 50 team. So the discussion for years about that top 15. Now they did the 75th anniversary team. So here they got the top 75 players, actually the top 76 players because there was a tie. So the top 76 players of all time ranked by coaches, former players, voters, pundits alike.
How do you vote for this? Like, do you literally sit down and vote for 76 players and they get votes?
They did.
Wow.
I was watching PTI and Wilbon was talking about it. And he's a voter. He made his list. He said it was the hardest thing he ever had to do. And he was asking other writers what they were doing. And he was like, the one thing that they all pretty much told me was don't take anybody off that was on the 50 list.
Yeah, so it seems like this was really just to add 26.
Just adding 20. Yeah, they were potentially just adding 25 players onto the 50 list. Don't disrespect the people that made the 50 by adding new people in and moving them off. And he was like, well, I want to take a couple of these guys off for some of these new guys. And it was like, that was the only advice that it seems like that was consensus throughout the guys that were voting were not to take off the original 50 and to just add 25 guys to that. So other than that, the whole criteria was up to you. So these guys are on the list. Now, on the other side, here's the snubs, as some people say. First, let's talk about the guys who made it. Some of these guys are really obvious. Reggie Miller, Karl Malone, Carmelo, Ray Allen, Kobe.
Yeah.
Some of the new guys that are playing on here now. You got Steph Curry. You got AD. You got Dame Lillard. You got LeBron. You got Westbrook. And then guys who played a long time ago in there, Dave DeBuscher and Dave Cohen's and stuff like that. So it's a mix of legends. It's a mix of ancient, current. Not a lot of love for the early 2000 players, it looks like. But other than that this is your list of the top 75 teams. So some guys that were left off. You got Kyrie. You got Tracy. You got Grant. You got Vince. You got Dwight Howard. You got Ginobili. Klay Thompson said he should have been on the list. Alonzo, Ben Wallace. So those are some guys that were left off the top 75 team. There was a lot of discussion over the week about what Dwight Howard's contribute into this top 75 team. Like I said, Klay Thompson was on the internet for days talking about how he should have been on this list. Defensive greats like Alonzo Mourning and Ben Wallace were left off this list. Guys who got injured in their primes but still put up good numbers as Hall of Famers, Trace McGrady, or a guy like Grant Hill. And then current players, you got Russell Westbrook, but no Kyrie. So there was debates all around.
Yeah, I'm looking at this snub list right here and then thinking about, like, I could see Ginobili because I feel like Ginobili, from an international player standpoint, is probably one of, if not the greatest. Dirk's on here. Nash is on here. He's a Canadian.
Yep.
So it's like, I think from an international player standpoint, it's hard to leave out. It's hard to leave out Ginobili. Ginobili and the Ginobili and what he brought to the game. That one to me, I think was a snub. That might be my biggest snub because I look at this list right here. These guys, I get what Kyrie's not on. Kyrie's got handles, right? Like, he's known for his handles. He's known for, like, kind of his rim play. But I mean, outside of that, they probably look at what we just had a conversation about him last week. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't think that's really happening.
Okay, one chip.
Yeah, he's got a ring, right?
Best handles.
Yeah,
That's his list.
I don't feel 75 greatest right there.
What about Klay? One of the best shooters of all time, 3 rings.
No. And here's my issue with, because unfortunately, you know what? Is Steph on this list?
Yes.
Yeah. So he kind of gets the second fiddle rule there. He didn't really carve out his Pippen.
Steph's an MVP. Steph's the first unanimous MVP.
All right, that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't carve out his Pippen-esque vibe, right? Like when you look at Jordan and Pippen, like Pippen did enough to stand alone.
Gotcha.
And I don't think Klay has done that because we never got to see it minus Steph in a sense. And you take Steph off that team, they don't win.
That's a good point.
Keep Klay on that team, that's different. So Klay, no.
You never saw it all on Klay's shoulders.
Yeah. The rest of these guys, no. Unfortunately, Grant got injured in his prime. T-Mac can never get out the first round. Yeah, no.
Multiple scoring champ Hall of Famer.
Yeah, like definitely Hall of Famers, but like I think Kyrie will make it to the Hall of Fame. Vince will make it. I don't know if Dwight will make it.
Okay, that's
because
you don't like him.
I don't know, but will he though? He's got 1 ring.
He's got 1 ring. He's got 3 or 4 Defensive Player of the Years, 10-time first team Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay, Ben Wallace will make. Okay, you're right.
Been to the finals again, like 20-time rebounding champion. Like his stats are there.
All right.
So like I feel like the Dwight slander was all week. Like I feel like they felt like Dwight was the biggest snub out of all these guys.
See, I didn't think. I don't know. It's not just because I don't like the guy, but I like that whole.
Because they put in Bill Walton, who played half a career because he was hurt.
Hey, we're not gonna be that show. He's got 11 rings. Stop.
Bill Walton.
Oh, Bill. Oh, my bad. Well, Celtics, that team they're all like
Trailblazers, Bill Walton. Hi, Bill Walton.
No, Bill Walton, Luke Walton's dad.
Yeah.
He played for the Celtics too.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
He said, "Hi, Bill Walton."
He wasn't like
throw it down, big man.
Throw it down. Yeah, Bill Walton.
Was he high to you?
Huh?
Was he high to you?
Bill Walton's always high. And then two guys that made it that currently playing, Damian Lillard and Anthony Davis both made it over Dwight Howard, over Ginobili.
Ooh. Now, okay, the Anthony Davis one, I can see there's an argument there. Okay, I like that. I would trade. I could trade. I could take AD off. I don't know about Bill Walton. Bill Walton's actually was known to kind of be one of the greater players in the league at it during his time. But I could, I don't like that one. Anthony Davis is on this list?
Damian Lillard made the list.
What? Man, David, I'm sorry, but D. Lillard's just a sharpshooter. I don't know. He different. I don't know. Like, he different, bro.
He cold, but is he top 75 of all time? Top 75 players.
It's a good argument, too.
I would say Dan would probably AD would probably be the first person.
I'm agreeing with you there. AD off.
AD would be the first person to take off. Luke or Bill Walton would probably be the second person I take off. Damian Lillard would probably be the third person I take off. Not including the people on this list. I have no clue. Dave DeBuscher and Dave Cohen's and Paul Arzenian.
So just get rid of one of the names we don't know.
So, but shout out to Dominique Wilkins. He finally made the list. He was the biggest snub out of the top 50 list. So he should have been 51.
Yeah,
and I guess
Wilson only played 10 seasons too.
Yeah, he had a short career.
He had a foot injury for 4 years.
That's what I say. If you put him on that list and he had an injury-riddled short career, why not T-Mac?
Yeah, wow, look at that. Points per game, not very dominant.
Vince played in 3 eras.
Right. But I mean, he did, which everybody loves, Mr. Nice Vince, but at the same time, they never won anything.
He went to the finals twice.
They didn't. I didn't say he never made it to the finals. I said he never won anything.
I mean, he went against Shaq and Kobe. I mean,
that we can't start. Don't start making excuses.
But Karl Malone and John Stockton didn't win nothing either.
Yeah, that's true.
But they were also very dominant.
They were. They were very dominant.
So I can see. I see the Dwight snub now that you point out those couple guys. The Dwight snub and the Manu snub are the biggest snubs to me. I'll go ahead and jump on that Dwight piece. When you look at some of the guys that were on this list in his place, I think that's fair.
Okay. Anybody else got any big snubs out here? Kobe said Ginobili is a huge snub. Clay is a snub too. Dwight is the Lakers MVP right now. Lillard and Clay in the same category as shooters. It just feels too early for Dame. Maybe in the 100th anniversary.
Yeah, so in that next 25?
The next 25.
Yeah.
There's probably a little slight here, right? So there's human error here. So there's some type of bias towards players probably that makes this list as well. You got to think
is there a little bias or issue towards Dwight because of some of the drama that comes with Dwight?
It might be.
It
might be a Terrell Owens not first ballot Hall of Famer kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
When he's clear cut a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right. Yes. We got to have campaigns to get him in.
Yeah. I mean, so guys playing now, Giannis, Carmelo, Steph, AD.
I don't like the AD one.
Harden.
You got to Harden and Westbrook because of the history making of their play. Harden's like considered one of the greatest scorers to ever do it. And you got to give Russ his due because of the triple-double.
Yeah, he's Mr. Triple-double.
He's Mr. Triple-double, yeah. So,
Kawhi, Lillard, Chris Paul, Russ, D-Wade's a couple years removed. And I think
Kobe said, I think they leave people off so that we have something to talk about. LOL. Anyone controversial, let's leave them off. I mean, somebody ultimately has to get left off, right?
Right.
And I don't think he has a point, though, because we would not be sitting here going, what? No Dame Lillard and no AD? Because when I think of AD, I don't think 75 greatest. I think
I don't know. Not at all. I believe he has the skill set to be one of those guys, but he is yet to assert himself as one of those guys.
Yeah, so Kobe's got a point there. There are definitely people left off, and it causes.
Talk about a guy who's not the number one guy on his team. Anthony Davis isn't the number one guy on his team. LeBron has been LeBron got him a ring. So if I was Klay Thompson, I would have an issue with your point.
Yep, that's true.
I got 3 of them things.
Yep,
but I went nuclear many times. So, all right, and then the follow-up question would be: so when we get to another 25 years and the 100th anniversary team is announced, who's a guy that you expect to be on this list that we haven't said today? One of these young guys.
That we haven't said yet.
Who's a young guy playing right now that you think will be on this team 25 years from now? Because I think, for me, the obvious one is probably Luka, right? He's got MVP written all over him. He's got scoring titles written all over him. He's got international, which is he's
got a step back too.
Yep,
got kind of that Luka shot. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's another guy for me. It's John Morant. I just think that he's kind of the thing for me is gonna be, what does he do at year 5, right? Like when he gets to free agency year, like when it's his class. Man, listen. Like if he didn't play for Memphis, he'd already be a bona fide superstar in this league. He is, but it's diminished because of where he plays.
Yeah.
And so the only time he's going to get that light shined on him like he deserves is when they're in the playoffs or in the play-in game like they were, or on primetime nights like he got, the other night against the Lakers. Mm-hmm. So if he was in a bigger
prime time because of him, prime time because who he's playing.
Exactly. So I think he's another one. Like his athleticism, his ability to score and pass, and now he's showing that his ability to score is not just going to be at the rim, but I'm going to shoot today on you too. He seems like a kid that just works his butt off every summer and wants to get better. So I would expect to see him.
And then his comparison, a guy that didn't make the roster, another guy, Derrick Rose. He wasn't considered for a former MVP. Derrick Rose and Jokic were the only 2 MVPs that didn't make this list.
Jokic makes it on the next 25 for sure. D Rose, the injury hurt him.
Yeah.
Because he got hurt at the
peak.
The peak of his, it was time for them to really, they were number 1 seed. It was time for them to take out LeBron and the Cavs. Yeah, the ACL tear kind of really took it away. And great that he came back as an old guy and, helped some teams, but it was right at his moment, he tore his ACL.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Ja. Hopefully a different trajectory. He stays healthy and his game continues to grow and he gets on a bigger market and definitely puts his stamp on the league. But yeah, those guys, Jokic, Doncic, Ja Morant, those guys should definitely be on the 100-year team.
Yep, absolutely. Preferably we'll still be allowed to talk about it.
I am. I don't know what you're talking about.
25 years.
I'm being here. Still young. No grays in the beard. You understand?
Oh, man. I can't even do it.
All right, next up. Top 5 time, sir. This is your top 5 this week. So as we gear up for Monday Night Football between the Seahawks and the Saints, neither one of these teams are touching our top 5s nor want to be on our top 5s. So this game is totally irrelevant to the top 5 statuses of the week. So I know you are in beautiful Mexico this week. But did you get a chance to check out any of these games, catch any highlights, so you can do your top 5?
Sir, no. so here's what happened. I ended up checking out a lot of these games on the flight back because I flew back. I think my flight took off at 1:00 Cancun time, which was 2:00 here. So I was able to watch second half of a lot of the games. And then the second games, I was able to catch a little bit of those. Kind of pissed that they didn't have Rams and Lions on the flight because that was the biggest 4:00 game out of all the 4:00 games.
Great half. Half of football.
There you go. So, yeah, man, look, this is my top 5. And I need to explain this because Dre had to help me because I treat my top 5 like I do my college football rankings. Like, I feel like you drop after a loss, but it's how far do you drop?
It's a fluid situation.
Yeah, and if you're on the list, you move up as long as you win. And then if you're off the list, you can jump on depending on who lost and who fell out, right?
Yep.
So Bills lose a tough one last week to Tennessee. I'll go ahead and give Tennessee honorable mention this week. I know I've been very hard on the Titans of Tennessee.
Two big wins for Tennessee this.
Yep. 2 big wins. I've been very hard on them. They got another big win this week. So they're my honorable mention. But I didn't bring them into my top 5 yet because I feel like Buffalo in that hard, close loss doesn't fall out, but they do fall to the bottom. Thank you, bottom of my top 5. Cardinals, Green Bay, Tampa Bay all move up. Ravens got popped. Bro.
Yeesh.
Hey, Perry, the Ravens got popped, bro. This was our knock on your boy. Okay, you call me a Lamar hater.
It's a lot of crow eating between you two this week, huh?
I'm just saying. I mean,
it's a seat at the table for you, Kobe.
I just want to just let that marinate a little bit. I've been getting handled because of my statements, if I would like to say my statements about Lamar and the Ravens, but particularly Lamar. So let me just pull up the box score real quick. They lost 41-17.
Them Bengals.
Let me look at. Can I look at the stats? Where's my box score here?
Them Bengals.
Lamar Jackson, 15 of 31, 257 and a touchdown. Okay, 15 of 31. If you jump up on this team, it's hard for them to come back. That's the thing. You have to be weary of that. This game was 13-10 this game was 13-10 at halftime. Third quarter, Cincinnati puts up 14, and they put up 7, and that's the difference. So that's my thing about the Ravens. Again, not trying to hate on them, but they're a different team when they're behind. So they got popped by the Bengals.
Boom.
You got an honorable. I don't know if you honorable mentioned the Bengals. Are they a top team? Like, are they a top 8 team right now? The Bengals.
Nah, man, listen, it's a lot of 6-1 teams.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of 5-2 teams.
5-2s.
You understand?
The AFC is like a blue. The NFC, I think, is a little clear.
Yeah.
I'm not seizing a bad game. That's actually 2 in a row bad games. They didn't necessarily win the Chargers game because he was a star in that game either. But I'm sorry. All right, let me back to what I was saying. My top 5. But the surprise in my top 5 is the Dallas Cowboys. This is solely because they were my number 6, and there was a fallout this week in my top 5 with the Ravens falling so far. So in the bye week, the Cowboys have moved up into my top 5 at number 4. They are the newcomer to my top 5 this week. Cardinals pack Tampa Bay, who put a thrashing on the Bears. Who figured that was gonna happen. Cowboys, welcome to my top 5. Welcome to a level of respect.
Wow.
But you got in because you didn't play and somebody else lost.
Backhanded, but
I got to continue to throw a little backhand in there.
This is backhanded, but it'll be taken.
So there we go. That's my top 5.
Wow. Okay. Love for the Cardinals. Clear cut, undefeated, best team in the league. I
Let me
like it.
see. Before you reveal yours, let's see what the people have to say. Perry, Cards, Bucks, Green Bay, LA. I'm assuming we're going Rams there. Bills. Okay. Interesting that Rams. So I think he's kind of thinking about it the same way. Rams continue to slide up too, right? They got dubs. All right. I'm still being called a Tennessee hater, but I definitely have given credit and also stated my case. But Kobe is Dallas honorable mention, not in the top 5 yet. There's his top 5. We're going Cardinals, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Ravens. KC, what do you?
He didn't watch no football these last 2 weeks.
Kobe, explain yourself.
Kobe. Kansas City? Kansas City was bad.
I'm gonna skip down to his comment right here. I'm not going to throw the Ravens and KC out from 1 week. Hey, sir.
That statement applies for the Ravens, not necessarily Kansas City.
Hey, wait. Can you put? Wait, we need to put
Kansas
like
City is 3-4.
Yeah. Hey, bro, Kansas City's only won 3 games.
They got destroyed by Tennessee.
All right.
It's coming to the point where a Kansas City win don't really mean much now.
Yeah.
That's where that's coming from now.
Here's the thing that we have to really acknowledge. They've been figured out. They've been figured out. Like, that's the thing you have to admit. It only takes a matter of time. D coordinators, it happens. And they've been figured out.
I'm
just
and their defense is trash.
Yeah. And it always kind of has been, but they were always opportunistic and they could benefit from the offense.
Yeah.
But it's that plus cover 2 against that team is the way to play. That's the way to play. Like, say, okay, here, you can have whatever you want underneath. Yeah. We're going to if we take the long ball away from you and make you drive the ball down the field, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And they will not run the ball.
They won't run the ball.
They choose not to run the ball.
Yep.
On purpose.
Yep. So Kobe, I'm a little weary there of your chiefdom, because
he gives an explanation.
Oh, I've got Mahomes as my QB in all fantasy other than y'all's, and so that's why they're your top 5.
Yeah.
He hasn't done much for you in the past couple of weeks, has he?
No, he stole Kyler Murray from me in our fantasy.
Got you.
Had to bid that up, and then I had to succumb. But Kyler Murray should have been my quarterback.
Yeah, Perry said the same thing. He's like, hey, it's been 4 weeks for KC. They have not looked good at all.
At all. Turnovers, bad turnovers, drops, injuries. Thought they fixed the line. They haven't. Defense still super suspect. Play calling has now become figured out.
Yep, that's it. It's like you said, no running the ball whatsoever. Like, they're not running the ball.
They're not running the ball, bro.
His top 5 is based on faith here.
There you go.
Perry said, let me be clear, 4 bad weeks.
4 bad weeks. It's not to say they can't come back, but, I mean, some miracles have to happen for them to just all of a sudden start playing better again. And they have the talent to do so, but it's got to be a cultural thing of running the football and taking what the defense gives you, Patrick Mahomes, instead of just trying to do stuff.
Right.
So,
bro, Perry said, I'm shocked that I have to bench my homeboy for staff, but I won shockingly in spite of my homeboy. That's true, but still, they don't even try to run the ball.
They don't try to run the ball, bro.
They don't try.
Baltimore has dusted off 4 different running backs, and they still run the ball, no matter who's back there running it.
Yeah,
I was playing against Devonta Freeman this week, and I was scared because I knew the Ravens was going to run it no matter who's back there. So it's your philosophy, and Andy Reid does not run the ball. They're going to make Patrick Mahomes be Superman every single play. He's going to throw 40 times a game. So, and then their defense keep giving up touchdowns. He's going to have to throw it 40 times a game. So, it's just bad. All right, so Joel's top 5 got Arizona, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Dallas, and the Bills. So only one question about your list, sir. When do you think we will see the Bengals? How much more do the Bengals have to do to make the list? Are you impressed by the Bengals? So
I am. I'm surprised. Actually, I'm surprised. I mean, let's be honest. They played the Packers tough, right? They played them to overtime, and they've won some games here that I didn't think they were going to win. So I am very surprised. It's not a team I expected to be 5-2. It's definitely a team I expected to be, 3-4 right now or something like that, because I thought they were still 1 year away. I thought it was going to be defensively was going to be the issue, because last year Burrow showed you before the ACL tear that they were coming from the offense perspective. Like that was going to happen. There was going to be no issue there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing that I think is different, is that they've evolved even more, and their defense has held up really well. So I think you're going to these teams, even in the top 5, are going to lose at some point. So I think there's going to be a shuffle, and Cincinnati could potentially get into my top 5 within the next maybe 3 weeks.
All right, my top 5.
Schedule coming up. Go ahead. I'm going to pull up there.
So you got Arizona, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Buffalo. My top 5, I got Arizona, Green Bay, Dallas, Rams, Buffalo. So we are sort of the same.
Yep.
Our tops are the same, Arizona, Green Bay. I am on the Green Bay wagon now. I pushed Green Bay up to my number 2 team. Dallas only slid from 2 to 3. Dallas stayed the same at 3 because they were on a bye week. Green Bay moved up from 5 to 2 because basically Green Bay and Buffalo switched spots. Mm-hmm. And the Ravens dropped out, so I had to figure out a team to throw in there. So I thought about Tennessee, and like I said earlier, I was like, man, that Kansas City win don't have the same
pop, right?
It don't got the same
strength of schedule.
Yeah, it don't got the same weight on it that it does.
Yeah.
Now for them, that was a huge win, right? You beat the team that beat you in the championship or in the playoffs. They've had your number for years, so that was a great build up, great win, great satisfaction for them in Tennessee. But I didn't want to put them on quite yet. Bengals, same thing. I'm with you. I like the team. I just got to see it. I want to see them take over the division and just start smashing guys in the division and just take that outright. So I think the Bengals are a couple wins away. So I picked the Rams, even though it was a win against Detroit. They're still 6-1. Their only loss was against my number 1 team, which was the Cardinals. So I feel like strength-wise, offensively, defensively, you saw, Detroit threw everything they had at them, but still Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey and Stafford won that game for them. They got stars. You can't – they got star power, man. So I put LA at number 4.
Yeah, I like your list. I think you already said it about Cincinnati, which I think the other thing with Cincinnati and why they're not on this list yet is if you look at their wins, the only big win that they have where everybody's like, whoa, they might be legit, is that Ravens win.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you look at their other wins, they're to your point about Tennessee getting that Kansas City win, but it doesn't feel as big. Their other ones are against the Jaguars, the Steelers, the Bears, Vikings, Lions. So it's stuff like that, right? So the question I would have for you is the one Perry just asked. Where are the Bucks, sir?
The
Bucks?
Their schedule, man. The schedule, it's not – I feel like –
They got the win over LA, though. They got the win over your number 4.
No, that was a while ago. I feel like if the Bucks play any of these teams, they will lose.
Really?
They will lose. I feel like Tom's been beaten up on a lot of bad teams. I feel like they play a good team with this roster they have right now. AB's hurt. Gronk's hurt. Their defensive backs are hurt. they might get exposed. They haven't played anybody that hasn't exposed them quite yet. Bill tried to, but he didn't have the personnel. I feel like their schedule coming up is real soft. Like they really ain't playing nobody. So I gotta hold them off. There's nobody on my list that I would take off for Tampa Bay, to be honest with you.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Kobe said, "Man, Dallas shouldn't be on anybody's list."
You ain't watched no Dallas games, dude.
Yeah, bro. Like
you ain't watched
That's been so. My knock has been on Dallas. Has been strength of schedule as well. But they slide into my list because of the loss. But that has definitely been my knock as well, the strength of schedule. But let's like, ooh, did he just do that, DK? Yeah, he just did that.
I feel like that's offensive pass interference. He like shoved my man down to the ground as he caught the ball.
And apparently him and Lattimore got into it pregame too, so that's just gonna spice that up.
It's a little extra.
But I'm the same way. I'm not the same as Kobe anymore because I gotta start leaning towards them. They have a dynamic offense and a dynamic defense, sir. Like the thing about the Cowboys of the past was they couldn't stop anybody. But they have a dynamic offense and a dynamic defense. And if it stays that way, they're going to be a tough out against other teams besides the ones in their division. So I'm definitely willing to put them on here over the Chiefs. But no, I think you're listening. I think, like you said, the only thing is the the Tampa Bay one. And so Perry points out a couple things. What's crazy about Green Bay is they haven't played a really dominant game. Very true. It's just you kind of have that Aaron Rodgers feeling, right? Like there's a reason why they're there.
Yeah.
Do you not have that feeling about your guy though, the GOAT?
I do, but the supporting cast hasn't been tested yet. Like he's enough to beat the Bears. You know what I'm saying? By himself.
Right.
But I feel like nobody's really testing this defense to make him have to go blow for blow at somebody.
Okay.
And losing Gronk is a huge thing. You saw that in the New England game. He really missed Gronkowski. And then now AB's down. And you know Mike Evans is going to get hurt sooner or later. So this team is just health-wise, can they compete? And I ain't really seen them really have to fight nobody but New England. Okay. I like Tampa Bay. They definitely – Tom's my guy. I'm going to text him after the show, ask him how he's doing. But I can't do it. I feel like Buffalo matches up well with them. I feel like LA. I feel like Green Bay, the Cowboys, Arizona. I feel like all these teams match up well, and they've all been tested one way or another.
Perry said, "I still ain't sold on the Cardinals. I think it might be hard for us to accept that the Cardinals are number one in many people's top Power 5. I mean, the way not only they've beaten some good teams." But the way that they win their games right now, it's like, ooh, like they're manhandling.
Their defense looks good. Their offense looks good. They look good, and they just get first downs. Like you ever watch a Cardinals game? It's first down after first down, whether it's third and long, second and short. They get first downs and they score the football. And Kyler got that thing on the rope. So unless his skills are going to diminish in the next couple weeks, I don't see Arizona losing anytime soon. I don't know their schedule coming up, but
so this is it. So I mean, you look at their schedule. They're 7-0. So they beat the Titans, Vikings, Jags, Rams, 49ers, Browns, Texans. I think the way that they beat the Rams was when everybody was like, "Whoa, looks like this team's really good." The way they beat the Browns, too, considering people thought the Browns, have thoughts about the Browns being a good football team, minus they were decimated with injuries. But the way they're winning the games they're supposed to win are legit blowouts. Like Titans early, not the Titans of right now, 38-13. Vikings 34-33. But then after that, Jags 31-19, Rams 37-20, Niners 17-10. But that's always a tough game. That's a division opponent.
Browns 37-14, Texans 31-5. Big game this week, Thursday night against the Packers, but no Devontae.
Big game.
Yeah, no Devontae, COVID list. So, maybe
you don't have to two negative tests he can play, right?
Is that what it is? Oh, okay, yeah. It's putting his availability in doubt, so we'll see. Yeah. But then they go at Niners, Panthers, at Seahawks, Bears. I think it's easy for them before they go Rams again, then at Lions, Colts, Cowboys, Seahawks. They got a favorable schedule to be a 1 or a 2 seed going into the playoffs.
Yeah. I think this is different too. Like a couple years ago, you saw the Steelers go, 10-0, 11-0, but their offense was dinking and dunking. Like he was getting the ball out real fast. You could tell they weren't running the ball very well, and their short passing game was their running game, and their defense was hurt. So, but they were winning games. And then after they lost, then it was just downhill from there. I don't see that with this team. I feel like their team speed on offense, there's no defense in the league that can match up with their team speed on offense. Are they going to have a crappy game down the line? I'm pretty sure they are. Will they make you look good for a game or two? I'm pretty sure they will because they're not going undefeated. But at the end of the day, I think their scheme, their quarterback, their personnel on offense, and how they scheme on defense, this is the most complete team in the NFL right now. And if I had to schedule an NFC Championship game, it would be between the Packers and the Cardinals because we already seen what the Cardinals did to the Rams.
Well, here it is. Then the question was up there. Are you guys putting them in the NFC Championship game today? There's your answer. My answer to that question is a resounding no. Because I actually don't know that I trust them yet and believe in the Cardinals through the rest of the season. But as of current today, yeah, they're my number one team. He actually was at the Cardinals-Browns game, so he's saying great offense, but do y'all trust Kingsbury in January? I don't know. I haven't had enough Kingsbury in January experience to make that.
You're just trying to find reasons. That was just like
so I don't know.
Things happen. Do I trust J.J. Watt to stay healthy all season? No. This is some things that you just know it's going to happen.
Right. All right. Well,
right now, today, I would put them in the NFC Championship game. Today.
Not even with your Cowboys either. You put them in there with the Packers.
Yeah, I got to go. I got to stick by my list. It's mine. I'm going to stick beside it. All right. So that's it.
That's it. That's a great list. I think we got 2 strong lists, though.
All right, let's get to these predictions for the week coming. Let's start with this Seahawks and Saints game. Right now, as we pick, the Seahawks are up 7-0 with 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, I just need Alvin Kamara to get 2 more fantasy points so I can seal this dub here. Actually, if I just get 1 more and tie, I would. Did you set that up this year, bench points default? Bench points tiebreaker?
Did I set up what?
Is bench points the tiebreaker?
Yes.
All right, good.
Bench points are the tiebreaker. Yeah. I don't know why this isn't uploading. Week 8. All right. Thursday night, Green Bay, Arizona, 6-1 versus 7-0. If Devontae plays and if Devontae doesn't.
If Devontae plays, I'm going Green Bay. If Devontae doesn't, I'm going Arizona.
He's that big of a factor, huh?
Yeah, because I think their defense is good enough to shut down the Allen Lazards of the world. Like, I mean, I think it'll still be a competitive game. I don't see Arizona blowing them out. But I think that their defense will be able to handle it'll be better for them from a schematic standpoint to not have to deal with Devontae.
Yeah. Jair Alexander's still out, right? I think he's still hurt.
Yes, he's still out.
Yeah, I'm going Arizona. I got to stick beside him.
Okay.
I got to stick beside him.
You do have to. That's true.
Whether Devontae plays or not, it'll make it a more spectacular game. I do not see Green Bay getting blown out. I do not see Arizona getting blown out in this game. But I feel like Arizona's team speed will definitely get them this dub. I do trust Green Bay's defense to scheme up something.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Try to keep him in the box.
Keep him in the box, yeah, because you have to do that.
Sunday, Philadelphia at Detroit. Detroit's first win?
Nope. Philly gets another one.
Philly wins a football game.
Sorry.
I guess I'm just keep picking them till they win. So I'm gonna go Lions. This is a good week to get a win. Don't you think? Don't you think this is a good week to get a win? I think this is a good week to get a win. At home against the 2-5 Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is a good week.
Sounds like a good week to get a win, but
sounds like a good week to get a win. Panthers at Falcons.
Falcons. I'm gonna go Falcons, man. The Panthers just aren't the same without McCaffrey.
Very true. And that Kyle Pitts, I watched some of that Falcons game.
Yeah. He looked. I caught some of that on the flight back too.
He cold. I'll take the Falcons. Dolphins at Bills.
Bills
are favorite.
Bills coming off the bye week. Yeah, Bills coming off the bye week too. That's a big deal. I think they needed that bye week after that tough loss to kind of reset a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Off the bye week. Dolphins are going to fight with anybody, but they're not ready to take that division yet.
Nope. Bills as well. 49ers at Bears.
49ers at Bears. 49ers at Bears. Two bad teams. I'm going to go Bears. Bears defense helps get a dub at home.
Bears at home. I'm going Niners.
Niners. Like you were about to agree with me.
Hopefully the Niners defense shows up and makes me look good. I don't know. Justin Fields, I don't know. You got to show me something, kid. Maybe this is just a horrible rookie year to set up a beautiful.
But his offensive line is horrible.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
It's bad. Niners. Steelers at Browns.
I gotta go home. I gotta go fandom pick there.
No yelling on this one.
No, I can't yell because half my team's hurt. I'm on IR with the rest of my team right now. Am I yelling? Nah, yeah, man. But I'm gonna go Browns. So I'll yell if we get the dub. But I'm gonna go Browns because the Steelers are. Everybody's kind of still. Oh, they're well coached, and they are well coached. And I think people are just kind of waiting for them to turn a corner because they're always used to them being that team. But they have offensive line issues as well. And that slowly, I feel like the Browns, as they get players back, will be back to being a better team. I'm interested to see the quarterback situation with Case Keenum. Like, can he pull off a couple dubs and keep them, kind of keep them above water? So we'll see. But I'm still going Browns over Steelers.
I feel like the Steelers can get this. It's a revenge thing, Y'all embarrassed them. Season. Yeah, y'all embarrassed them in the playoffs.
Yeah. Ain't gonna be no comments made in the paper in the press.
No comments. No. Yeah. Juju's hurt, so you don't. No dumb stuff should be said this week. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Steelers on this one. I'm gonna go on a limb and hopefully the Steelers show some fortitude on this one. Titans at Colts.
Titans at Colts. Titans. I gotta go with Titans because they're hot right now.
Titans as well. Bengals at.
I don't believe in the Colts like that.
Yeah, no. Me neither. Bengals at Jets. Bengals.
Oh, Bengals.
Rams at Texans. Rams. Patriots at Chargers. Chargers. Jaguars at Seahawks.
Seahawks.
You would hope, right? You would hope Seahawks?
You would think so, yeah.
Urban Meyer has a win. Come on, Dan Campbell. Come on, Dan Campbell. You understand me? Do we need to go to London?
Come on, Dan Campbell.
Do we need to go to London?
We need to go to London. I hope not, Dre. I hope you guys don't become the first team that goes 0-16 twice.
And the first team to ever go 0-17.
Because I guarantee you, if you get to 0-16, your last game is against the Packers at home, and it's going to be 0-17.
Why is our last game always the Packers? Jeez.
Woo.
Urban Meyer has a win. Stool touching Urban Meyer.
Stool touching
has a win. Come on, Dan Campbell. You up here
crying
Dan
Campbell.
And snotting. About your team fighting.
You got to snip and post that tomorrow, bro.
Fake punts, onside kicks,
Trick play city,
plays, getting you in the game.
Up at the end of the first quarter, down by what, 3 at halftime?
25 straight points. Doggone it. Urban Meyer has a win. That's ridiculous. Schedule us a London game. Flex it. Flex a London game. Can you flex a London game?
This is what you're asking for, now.
Flex us a London game against the Saints. Or the Giants. Somebody.
Against the Saints.
Yes, the Giants versus the Lions. Flex to London. London wants to see it. Let's go. Texans.
Jets.
Texans. Jets already went to London. We got to get somebody else that ain't been already.
New.
Texans, Lions in London.
Bro, apparently Josh Norman and Odell are just probably watching this game tonight, loving it, because Lattimore and Metcalf are just like fighting every down.
No, listen, OBJ, they was really scrapping.
Yeah.
Dumb dudes is pushing each other.
Yeah, DK's not gonna scrap.
Yeah, they was fighting.
Yeah, because DK just believes he's a man child, so he's like, bro, I'm not to fight you, bro.
Seahawks. Washington at Broncos. Tyler Heineke.
I don't trust Tyler Heineke. I trust Washington's defense, but I don't trust their offense. I'm gonna go Broncos, which I hope that makes Perry happy.
Two good defenses against each other. You got to pick the better quarterback. So I'm taking Tyler Heineke. Let's go Washington. Bucks and Saints.
Bucks and Saints gonna be Bucks, man.
Gonna be Bucks. Cowboys at Vikings. This is a trap game. Sunday night.
It's good. I'm gonna go Cowboys. It is definitely a trap game though. It's at Vikings.
At Vikings.
Tough place to win.
Skull. Let's take the Cowboys. Monday Night Football. Even in preseason, this game looks horrible. So why would you schedule this? Giants at Kansas City.
Oh God.
This looks more worse now. But it looked horrible when you scheduled it.
And I'm probably going to hate saying this. He said it doesn't make me happy. I want Vic fired. I'm going to hate saying this, bro, but I'm going to go Chiefs because the Giants suck even worse. But watch, it comes back to bite me because the Chiefs will have another bad game again. Kansas City should win this game.
Oh, this is a Monday night game. We shouldn't even be picking this, but
okay.
It's just so irrelevant, right? You would think, right?
Yeah, like when you saw that at the beginning, when you saw that in preseason, you picked the Chiefs all the way.
All right, that's it. Any other news and notes?
No other news and notes. I don't believe. I'm trying to think. The Lakers don't look very good. We talked about that.
Chicago 3-0, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, that Bulls call is interesting, so we'll keep an eye on that. But no, man, the NBA season's underway. It gives us a little bit of sports reprieve between football days. But this weekend's a big weekend. Starting Thursday, big game Thursday night. Then you got big game on Saturday. You got some good NFL games on Sunday. So, this is a great weekend to be a football fan. Great weekend to be a sports fan. But no, nothing much really. We'll keep touching a little bit of that NBA. And then I was in Cancun. I did not see the Shakur Stevenson fight. I saw some highlights of it. And big ups to Mr. Stevenson. I believe he is from Newark, New Jersey. I met a couple from that area while we were in Cancun. We linked up with. And got their number and Facebook friends and stuff like that. But yeah, I heard that
you made Mexico friends.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that he did his thing though, and but we're not up on that. I heard that was a big win for him. I saw the preview of it while I was in Mexico, and it was everything down there, of course, on TVs in Spanish. And when you turn on the closed caption on the English channels, that's in Spanish too. So I watched Bad Boys.
Mundo.
I watched Bad Boys 2 in English, but with Spanish captions. So I tried to speak the Spanish caption.
Are you going to do that all night? Yeah, they said Shakur did his thing. So, yeah, big ups to Shakur Stevenson and winning that fight. And I'm trying to think what other news and notes from the week.
Baseball?
Oh, Major League Baseball World Series starts tomorrow night.
Who's playing?
The Atlanta Braves and the Houston Astros.
Braves.
Yep, I'm gonna go Braves too. Just because I'd like to see them get one. And the Astros have been there 3 out of the last 5 seasons. One they won while cheating. Everybody talks about that, but now they've gone and gotten back without cheating. And they've got Dusty Baker, and a lot of people are rooting for Dusty. So it's interesting. So I'm gonna actually turn that on and watch a little bit of that as well.
Dusty never got him.
Next week.
He didn't. Didn't he get one with the Cubs?
Dusty got one. Why do I feel like Dusty got one in Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
Dusty Baker.
Yeah, look.
And I'm going Braves too. I feel like Dusty got
Chipper Jones, for Aaron Jones, for Greg Maddux. Let's go, Atlanta.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. World Series champion. He won a World Series championship back in 1981. Let's see.
It felt like you said 1881. It's like
his career highlights are World Series champion in 81. When did he start coaching? He started coaching in 88. So no, he has not won one since. He was actually the coach of the Giants when they lost to the Oakland Athletics, I believe. And he also advanced to the World Series in 2002 and lost to the Anaheim Angels.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was Reds or Cubs?
That was when he was with the Giants.
Giants? Oh.
Yeah. So he's actually had some opportunities as a coach, but it has not gotten one. But yes, a lot of people are rooting for him to get one.
This is his Andy Reid reign.
Right. Exactly.
And we're both rooting against him. Bad.
Yes. Go Braves. Yeah. So I used to be a Braves fan when I was younger. David Justice team, Marquise Grissom. They said, Glavine, Maddox. They had one of the greatest pitching staffs of all time. So yeah, I used to be a huge Braves fan back in the day. They were coming up. So I'm calling Braves on this one as well, rooting for the Braves. Now they have kind of a more young and flashy team, a couple of young players. So a lot of people like that.
Is Acuna Jr. still playing?
Yep.
Is he hurt?
Yeah. Let's see. The Atlanta Braves.
I remember he was one of the young guys that popped up with Guerrero Jr. and they was going crazy.
Yep. Let's see here. Let's make sure we have the official website. Yep. So, the Braves. Yep. He is one of the big up-and-coming stars. You also have Jorge Soler, I'm sorry, who used to play with the Kansas City Royals, then went to Atlanta and has made a huge, huge impact on that team. They're saying he'll probably DH because he's dealing with a little bit of injury. So he might play a DH spot. But yep, your guy Acuna, he's there.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's see, man. They won the East. Can they go ahead and win the big dance? We shall see. It'll be a good one. I'm going to check it out, though. Dale Murphy, shout out. Yeah, that's big time name in the Braves organization. You got to be a young fan to know about Dale Murphy.
Yeah, I don't watch baseball to the World Series, so I'll tune in.
Yeah, so it starts tomorrow night. So check it out.
Just like I don't watch golf until the Masters. And I don't watch tennis until the Wimbledon final. Just give me to the end. I watch the biggest.
You know what? I'm like that with hockey. I don't watch hockey until the Stanley Cup Finals.
I don't watch hockey at all. I know people in hockey, but I don't watch no hockey. No hockey, no NASCAR. Don't know nobody.
That's it.
So make sure you follow us, man, on all our modes of social media, Facebook, IG, but the one most importantly being the YouTube. Make sure you follow our faces, subscribe to our faces, and trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live, because sometimes it may be 7, sometimes it may be 7:15. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Depends on the day. But if you trigger that bell,
Yep.
you'll get a notification when we pop up. So we appreciate everybody in the chat today. You guys are the lifeblood of the show. If you do not comment, we just be two guys that's just talking to each other on Zoom when we could just do that at home. But we appreciate you guys as always. The best thing you can do to help the community grow is to share the feed. Please share. Please tell your sports friends about the show so we can get the comments in. And hope everybody has a great weekend of sports. On behalf of myself, Andre Douglas, Joel Williams.
Hey, man, weather, game time, 55 degrees, partly sunny in East Lansing on Saturday. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the weekend. Can't wait to talk about all this stuff come Monday, man. Thanks for everything.
Adios.